Hi, Whitney.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am having just a great week.
Oh,
I'm getting
good.
all kinds of stuff done.
Good.
Part of my job is to do evaluations of teachers, come in and do an observation,
Yeah.
pre-conference observation, that kind of stuff. And they were actually due a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I was wondering.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, I've only got a couple to finish. I thought I'd come in at 2 today and do the observation.
2 o'clock's right after recess.
I know, but I got to get it in. I've been told I have to have it in today.
Oh.
So if we can, I'll be in at 2, and I'll do the observation, and then what time's your PE?
2:30.
That'd be a great time for me to come in and go through it with you. I've been in your room. I think I was in your room once in September, and maybe it was the 1st of November.
Yeah.
And so I'll use that stuff. And I've seen your planning stuff, so.
Okay, so do you want to sit down and talk beforehand, go over what I'm teaching?
I just won't have time. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So I'll pull out the district pacing guide that those people have done and see if you're on track.
Okay.
How does that sound?
So I'll see you at 2, right after recess?
Right after recess. That'll be great. I'll see
right.
the kids coming in.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I love your class. They're so sweet.
Okay.
See ya. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey, Whitney.
Hi.
I enjoyed watching you earlier today. It was a pleasure. I have your evaluation written up. In all honesty, I had part of it written before the observation.
Oh.
Because I'd been in a couple times already, so I kind of knew where I thought you fell. So some of this was already done. That's why I was able to get it done so quickly. And again, since I have to have it in this afternoon. Yeah, that's kind of tough. I know that you were wanting me to look at classroom environment. It was just great. Felt good. Kids behaved themselves. You have a couple kids I'm concerned about, and I think I need to pull them in for discipline conference. They gave you some trouble.
Yeah, but I'd like some strategies for 'em, maybe some assistance, because I really think I can work with them. I just would appreciate a little bit of support with those two.
Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. You go talk to Mrs. Whistle. She's kind of hard to find, but I'm sure you can, and I'll pull them in at the same time. So they get the hammer, and then you get some support. How does that sound to you?
All right.
Okay, good. I thought your classroom environment went well. You had lots of energy, and I just was really appreciated it. Good deal. I put you between basic and proficient because basic, you're beginning. And that's what I told you guys at the beginning of the year, that probably you'd end up falling in that basic column because you're just beginning at my school with these.
But if you thought if it was good, if you felt like it was a good feeling, can you explain that a little more clearly?
Well, you need some room to grow this year. And if I start you at proficient now, you'll probably never be distinguished, Whitney. You're new. You just don't reach those levels at my school when you're just beginning.
Okay.
And so I want you to be able to see growth. And so we'll start you at basic here. It was great. Don't even worry about it.
So what do I need to work on to grow then?
I'll think about that. I can't, and I'll email you. I can't think of much right now because it was so good what I saw. I just really appreciate it. Clarity of instruction. Tell me a little bit how you felt about that.
Well, I felt like I was able to get the content across to them. They listened. We used that book. We used the lab. Using both of those together worked out really well, I felt.
Good. I did too. So I kind of marked you between basic and proficient because you know that the instruction is so much more important than the classroom management. That content, you just got to get that down in science. And so I put you in between there, and that should make you feel a little bit better about the whole thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me about those brain break things.
We use those to support both our instruction and our environment when the students need that break in the time. I read some books, David Seuss's book, talking about the cycles of learning and how students need downtime. So I try to, every 20, 30 minutes, put in a brain break to give them that downtime, kind of some processing time, and then deliver my instruction after that brain break when they're back at the peak of their learning cycle.
That's fascinating.
Would you like to read the book?
I might take it home with me this summer.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I think that's intriguing, and sometimes I feel like I need that break when I'm working with people.
Yeah.
We all need that
Exactly.
20-minute break. So I can see where you're coming from. I haven't seen that before, so Probably I would like you to email me about your research resources so I can ask some folks and make sure we're on target nationally and with the current research. I want to make sure that my teachers are current with research. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yep. And using the textbook went well. That reading strategy, it seemed to take a lot longer than if you just had them read and answer the questions at the end. And I know that we're so tight with teaching. Tell me your justification for taking that much time to read so few pages.
Well, I felt like that was critical content. I'd identified that on our pacing guide as a critical
Cool.
content.
Good.
So I felt like I needed to make sure that they understood that. And in order to make sure they understood that, we needed to interact with the text in some way.
Okay.
So that's why I chose to use that reading strategy, which I knew would take an extended amount of time. But my assessments support that use of time because my students are understanding the content more deeply, and their scores are fine.
But you know, you're behind on the pacing guide, and I'm really concerned that you be current on that pacing guide. So I'd like you to kind of maybe try going back the other way a little bit so that you become current with that pacing guide. Test scores are great, and I know they'll do fine on the assessment, but it's also important, again, that instruction is the core to solid teaching. I have another teacher that I have to meet with at 3, so I apologize for shortening this. Here's this. I need you to read it and sign it and get it back to me by 3. Give it to my secretary. Actually, she did a lot of this typing for me. She's just awesome. I couldn't do it without her. So if you would sign this and get it back to her by 3, that gives you, 10 minutes to look it over and see if you agree and stuff. I would recommend that you agree. We've gone through a bunch of stuff with our union, and you're just safer as a beginning teacher if you agree with things rather than kind of rock the boat. Sometimes I get a sense from you that you kind of know what you're thinking, and sometimes it's better as a beginning teacher, and this is sage advice I give to all my new teachers. Sometimes you just need to skate under that radar until you're tenured. Okay? And I'm not directing you, you choose. That's just my advice. That's just what I did as a beginning teacher and what I tell the other beginning teachers they need to do. So now you've got about 8 minutes and I need to skedaddle. What'd you think of that game? Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah, it was good.
Good. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. You're just a great addition to my school. Great.
Thank you.